Ladies and gentlemen, I am Paul, U.S. Army combat veteran. It is September 9th, 2022, and we're going to be asking ourselves, are Ukrainian forces starting to knock on the doors of Russian headquarters? Let's get into it. So, what is the biggest change to the tactical maps? Well, it's not in the site of the major offensive in Kherson. Instead, it is actually in Kupiansk. As you guys can see, Ukrainian forces have punched a massive hole in the Russian lines. I mean, as we zoom out, you can see right here, right? You can see the outline right here is the exceptional Russian gains in Lysychansk and Severodonetsk, right? Considered a huge loss for Ukrainian forces. And don't get me wrong, this is a very populated area, but for scale, this is how big. It's almost a comparably sized area that the Ukrainians have just pushed through in a day, or rather in the span of about probably 3 days. This is truly insane. And as you can see, at least according to this map, there's not really any evidence that there's active Russian units anywhere in this front. No real organized resistance. You have a reported headquarters element right here in Kupiansk, disturbingly close to this major salient, what has become a major offensive. As discussed, this was probably initially something like a spoiling attack, similar to what we saw here in Ozerne, where a comparably small Ukrainian element was pushing the Russians just to remind them that they shouldn't and can't withdraw too many of their forces from elsewhere on the front to reinforce Kherson. But I suspect that the forces punched through the thin Russian line here and probably just realized that there wasn't a lot stopping them, and they just simply pushed onward, likely shoving aside what resistance the sort of panicked Russians could muster. Just how bad is this? Well, there's some evidence we could see here. This is another map that actually shows a slightly different battlefield look, right? Basically the same area, still knocking on the doors of Kupiansk, but instead of being a hard salient, it's seen as more of a bow in the front. But again, this is the fog of war. This is exactly what you would expect. But what's interesting is when we look here, let's see. Nope, this is a news report. I think it's right here. Yeah, we see the Russian troops are abandoning their APCs, trying to cross rivers that obviously they are not able to cross, right? It looks like maybe one APC maybe had made it most of the way across. The other ones tried to follow and were immediately up past the water line. Now you can see here, it looks like the vehicles got stuck, the crew bailed, but you can see that Ukrainian forces are now just pulling all these abandoned weapon systems, all these abandoned munitions out of these APCs. So this is probably just Russian troops completely melting down in the face of a Ukrainian offensive that they really are not equipped to deal with. Pretty insane to see. Also, to make things even more unbelievable, there are rumors that there was video evidence that Ukrainian forces had captured a field grade officer. But that would be like a U.S. lieutenant colonel. But in fact, there are rumors. Oh, these are howitzers. Never mind. There are rumors that the captured officer is actually the top Russian commander of the entire Western Front. This is sort of an example. This is General Andre. Let's close. I hate those pop-up videos. This is General Andre Sychevoy. And as you can see, this captured lieutenant colonel bears a strong resemblance to General Sychevoy. Sychevoy. Are these the same person? I don't know. I think it's open for speculation. It certainly is possible that they are the same person. which would be completely unbelievable. This would mean that, of course, something like the equivalent roughly of like it would be the equivalent of during the Afghan war capturing General McChrystal or General Petraeus. It would be an absolute insane turn of events. I can tell you that at least for the U.S., the level of defensive preparation around something like this is unheard of. And so this level of failure, if true, I mean, even if it's true that they just captured a battalion commander, it still says that there is literally nothing left between Ukrainians and these headquarters elements of the Russian military. And so and if it's a general officer, it's even more unbelievable that they would become vulnerable to something like this, a testament to really a failure of Russian command and control, that he himself didn't even realize that the Ukrainians were so close to his position and he was unable to withdraw in time. Really, if true, humiliating for Russia. I mean, this level of collapse of a stable, dug-in front line is itself pretty humiliating. But just sort of a strange and unbelievable turn of events that we're seeing here. It's really hard as someone who has been trained and studied a lot of history. These sort of things are rare. And I think some of this is honestly might be a reflection of U.S. mentorship. And I say that because you would rarely see a Russian force, right, take an attack this far. This was only, I suspect, meant to be a spoiling attack to divert some Russian resources away from Kherson. But when commanders on the ground saw success, they realized that they couldn't stop and wait for their headquarters element to approve a new plan, to agree that they needed to go on the offensive. These commanders on the ground simply said, we're going to keep going. And that is something that you would expect from a U.S. commander, but would not be expected of a Russian commander. And so I think it's also a testament to sort of the experience of the Ukrainian forces that they're able to, on their own at the, company commander, battalion commander, non-commissioned officer level, look at this sort of these events and understand what it is exactly. They know what they're a part of. They know they're part of an offensive, and they say, hey, we know our commander is would want us to push harder into Russian lines. And we know that we're part of an offensive, a spoiling attack, but we think we can push harder. And so we're going to do it, right? That's something that you would absolutely see in a U.S. forces, and you would not really see in Russian forces. So again, I think probably a function, a little bit of U.S. assistance in planning, but more importantly in training their officers and non-commissioned officers. Of course, it's worth noting, there are in fact significant gains still happening in the Kherson region, though certainly they are a lot more workmanlike, taking off bite-sized villages here and there, but certainly grinding down Russian forces. And battle plans change all the time. This plan could change. This offensive in Kherson could be pinning down 90% of Russian forces, while the remaining attack up here continues to make massive gains, right? If you can stop Russia from repositioning its troops up here, right, by just putting so much pressure on them that they can't, you can reverse your hammer and anvil, right? The Kherson offensive was supposed to be the hammer pushing through, and that these spoiling attacks were supposed to be the anvil holding the Russian forces in place, but this could be completely reversed. And now this could be the strike, and this could be the hold. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for joining me. Of course, if you want to see the combat video breakdowns that are censored by YouTube, right, that are too intense for YouTube, you want to become a member of the Patreon. Thanks to my Lieutenant tier patrons. You guys make this possible, and I will see you guys in the next one.